Hello and welcome to day 2 of the 5-day challenge. Today we are going to build on the strategy workshop that we did yesterday and actually start creating a diagnostic assessment. So you can see what it starts to look like. We won't be able to finish the entire assessment today, but we'll do most of it. And tomorrow we are going to wrap up the assessment and get started with doing some of the promotional activities that we intend to do for day 3. So without further ado, I'm going to share my screen and you will see the strategy worksheet from yesterday. So, you define your target audience, you decide, listed out their pain areas yesterday, listed out what's your offer, and what's the focus of this diagnostic assessment. So today I'm going to take example 2, actually it should be example 3, about people who are helping aspiring writers of nonfiction books. So let's create this assessment so you can see what a real assessment looks like. Okay. So we'll be here and we'll say the assessment is what's your readiness to write a book? Get a score out of 100. So that's the assessment. We're going to create the questions, we'll create the outcomes, and we'll see how the whole process looks like. Before we do that, I also wanted to show you this one. So for those of you who are looking at going with a typical wheel of life or a wheel of health or a wheel of business, we've got ready-made templates available. So I'll show you how to use one of those templates and get ready. So that will be part 1. We'll quickly see that. And then we'll get over to creating this assessment for this sample assessment to give you an idea of what it will look like. Okay, so quickly, if you haven't already, go to evalinator.com and sign in by clicking on the pricing icon. There's going to be probably another lower price tier here by the time you see this, but if not, just sign up here and then we'll adjust in the back end and change your subscription to the lower tier one. So you'll subscribe here, register your email, etc., and then you'll come to the login screen, log in, and then finally you'll come into your dashboard, which looks like this. So here, it'll be empty for you. So you'll come here and you'll click on create assessment. So then you'll see a bunch of templates. So this is the Wheel of Life additional template. This is the Wheel of Balance, Wheel of Business, how balance is your business. All of them work the same. They all work the same except the type of questions are different. The Wheel of Spirituality is the same. The Wheel of Health is the same. So all of these are based on the same template. There are some other templates, like if you want to create a personality assessment, we've got a pretty famous Big 5 personality traits available. It's for free. You can create this assessment and you can go to market. There's also a DISC assessment, which is based on the original book that was written by the author I think it was in late 1920s. It's pretty popular, of course. DISC is pretty popular. So we got this free assessment that is available to you. And then there are some others like business storytelling, social selling, and some technology ones. So I'm going to show you quickly how the wheel works. So let me take, for example, the Wheel of Life and say use this. So you're going to say use this template. And then you'll say my Wheel of Life or whatever name you'd like to give it. Okay. So say continue. And what this is doing is it's creating an assessment for you based on this template. And you'll come to this screen where you'll see your Wheel of Life has been created based on the template. So the benefit of using the template is that it gives you everything ready-made. So it uses the report layout. It has some text which we can edit. Of course, now we're going to edit that. And then you don't have to do anything except modify a couple of things and click save and publish, and you'll be ready with your assessment. So it takes as little as like 20 minutes if you like what you see. So I'll show you what the questions look like. So the Wheel of Life is pretty simple. It's got a bunch of questions: health, career, family, spirituality, financial, fun, etc. And you see these questions, you answer them on a scale of 1 to 10. There are pictures already pre-populated. If you don't like these pictures, you can upload the pictures and then you can just publish it and see how it looks. So one of the things that you definitely want to do is to modify the description. So right now the description says all of this. So let's look at this. So let me publish it. So this is the button that you'll click to go live. So if you don't make any changes, you just click publish, and then you click this view button, and you see that you're live with your Wheel of Life. It's live, it's ready to use. You can start sending this link and start putting it on your website. But obviously, we've got a couple of different things to do. For example, you want to edit this, you don't want this. You might want to edit some things over here, and you might obviously want to edit some of these questions right here. So some of these things, and you might want to update the pictures, of course. So let's go back here, and then let's quickly edit this. So all you'll do is click on landing over here, landing page. You click on, you delete this, and you're done. And then you go down. Then you say maybe you don't like the button. Take the assessment is good. Returning view your results. And then maybe you don't. I think you like everything here. So let's save it. Then the next thing you might want to change is go to the questions. And if you don't like any of these categories, you want to add a few categories, you can just delete a question right here, delete a question and add a question, and then, be ready with it. And you will go to email capture. So this is where you capture your email addresses. So here is where you might want to make your change. So some people want the email capture page to be before the questions. Some people like it after the questions. The choice is yours. The rationale for putting it after the questions is that if you are, you get the respondent curious enough, and then they don't mind providing the email address versus seeing the email address screen right up front. And the second thing that you might want to look at is, do you want to verify the email address that you will collect? I like to do this personally because what happens is if I click on no, what happens is people can type in, a fake email address, click save, and go down to see the results, and you end up getting a fake email address, which you then have to figure out and remove. It's not a big deal, but it just So I like to keep it yes. So unless you provide a real email address, you'll get a code by email, enter the code, and then you get to see your results. So I think most of you may want the yes option. The other one is also okay. There are two schools of thought. Just get the email address, reduce the friction, get the user engaged, because every action that you do with the respondent risks you losing them. But the other school of thought is if you are losing them by just sending them a verification code, then maybe you don't want that user at all right now. Right now is the keyword. Okay, so this is what you might want to do, and then you can go to email the result page, and here you can edit what they see on the results page, right? And the Wheel of Life is pretty simple. It looks like this, so it gives you a preview right here. And if you like all this, you might want to edit these links, etc. And then it also shows you some of the, how much they score on each question. So that's basically it. So if I save this, and then I republish this, so then I think it's already open here. So I refresh this, and I see that it's now the description has changed. And this is your assessment live. So of course, there are a couple of other things you might want to do. For example, you will want to go in and edit the colors. What do you want your colors, your buttons to look like, your text color to look like, etc. How you want your wheel colors to look like. So you can modify all of these. They're very easy. These are the customizations that you might want to do. And other than that, here is one more thing that we'll probably cover tomorrow, but I still wanted to show you guys today, is that it's not in this workbook, but for each question, there's a button called feedback texts. So you give this because you might want to give personalized feedback to clients. So in our case, for the wheel, the scoring is from 1 to 10. So I might want to say that people who scored greater than 0 and less than 5, less than or equal to 5, I'm going to give them a feedback, feedback which is, something like that. You need to step up your game. I can help you do that, or do this as the first step. So of course, this is up to you. That takes a little bit of time to figure out, but since you're the expert in your area, I'm thinking this will come pretty easily to you. So just some quick, a few sentences which help your respondent understand a little bit more about the score. and then I'm sorry, and then you click save, and you do the same thing with say greater than 5 now and less than 10. You might want to say great job, right? And you might want to give them some advice. My advice is to not let up, etc. Then you save this. So this is what you might want to do for each question that you set up. Gives you a lot of personalization to do. And then you can, of course, publish your assessment. And now when you go on to the results page, you'll see that the assessment automatically, out here, of course, we'll have to take the assessment first. So automatically, let's go to the results page. Let's refresh this. Let's go to the results page. And here you'll see that it automatically gives you this feedback. You had this feedback, which you had set up for health. My score is between 8 and 10, so it automatically gave me this feedback, picked up that feedback. So this is a personalization that you can do, and it's pretty powerful yet simple enough. Okay, so that's for the Wheel of Life. And now let me show everybody what it takes to create a new assessment, the writer's assessment. Let's click on create assessment. Let's start from scratch because we are creating a new assessment. And then let's go back to our spreadsheet and copy this. What's your readiness to write a book, right? Get a score 1 out of 100. So you may not want to put everything there, but let's just put this. What's your readiness to write a book? And this would be a scored assessment. And we click continue. Now it's going to create it in the backend. And there you go. So here's your assessment. It's ready again. It comes up with okay. So let's go here first. Default layout. Take this assessment. Results are immediate. You may be asked for your email address. Default text. If you want to change it, you can. Otherwise, you don't. And then you can say, take the assessment. That's your name of the button, and it shows right here. Take the assessment. And then that's it. So we'll save it here. Then we'll go down to the questions. So we've got 8 questions here. So all you have to do is, once you've done with your strategy workbook, do you have an idea for your book? So let's copy these questions over quickly. So yeah, and then go here, put it here. Or if you'd like, you can even say idea, the category of the question, and then you can put your question right here, right? And then save this right here using the check mark. And now you want it to be a single selection. So here you say, yes, I have an idea. If you have an idea, we'll give you 5 points. So these points are pre-populated. You can obviously change them. For most purposes, you may not need to change them, but if you do, then there is an option in the settings where you can go and change it. So for yes, we'll give them 5 points, and we'll save it. And then we'll go in, we'll create the second option. Okay, I have no idea what my idea is going to be. So in that case, we give you 1 point. Then we'll create another option, which is somewhat. So I've thought a little bit about it, but not so much. I don't have it in detail. So we'll give you 3 points. Okay. So that's basically it. So this is how you will set up the questions. And again, the same thing for feedback text. So if they score 1, which is they don't have an idea, then you give them some advice and some tips, personalized feedback. If not, then if they scored 5 points, then you give them some personalized feedback again, and you're done. So this is how you'll go set up those questions. And at the end of that, you'll come to the results page. They'll see that, yep, so we need to change this. So you'll see that in our strategy workbook, we've got these outcomes. So you're ready, you're on the fence, or you're not ready, right? So let's do those. So here in the assessment, you'll come here and you'll go up to the settings, click on rating bands, and here you see those 3 types, which are by default selected for you. So we'll click edit on these and we'll say you are ready. If you're ready, your score is between 80 and 100, and then we'll give some description. You are ready to write your book. Have you considered? And then we can ask them some questions, which will lead them to you engaging with them and helping them along the journey. So hopefully they will engage with you on coaching. So you save that. Same thing you do with the next one. So this one is on the fence. It is 50 and 80, between 50 and 80% of the total score. They're on the fence. You will say, you might need a little push. And then you can save this. And the third one is not yet. So you're not ready yet. Not ready. If they have a score between 0 and 50%, then you say, I suggest making a plan first. Download my ebook here, and then you can obviously put a hyperlink in this editor, and perhaps set a discovery call or whatever. So whatever your offer is, then you click save. So now you've got these. So now when you go back to your results page or your landing page, and you'll see that, let's refresh it. You'll see that your rating bands are here. So when they take the assessment at the end of it, they'll see this. All right. And then of course you could do the same thing for email capture. And once you're done making all these changes, say I don't want to collect first name, last name, and email. I just want the first name and email. So I'll ask, set it to that. So the fields reduce here. And then you say, I don't want them to skip submitting the email address. So you make that mandatory. If you click optional, it'll give them an option to skip the step, skip providing the email address and go directly to the results. You definitely don't want that. So you click mandatory. And then you click save. You click publish. And then you click preview, and there it is. This is your assessment. The graph shows up on the first page just for curiosity, but if you want to hide it, you can. There's an option, and then you can take your assessment, and it takes you to your assessment. And we modified the first question. We haven't modified the others, but this is how it goes. So that's it. I wanted to show you how you could quickly get started with writing the assessment. Actually, we covered more than what I had planned. So homework for today, refine your strategy workbook, and then get started with creating this. Don't worry about signing up for Evaluator because there's a 3-week free period. You won't be charged. And if at the end of that you're not happy or you're not using your assessment, we can always go ahead and cancel it. So don't worry about that at all. Just get started, make the max of these 5 days. So I'll see you tomorrow, day 3. Bye.